Hi guys, welcome back to another Daily Tarot card. These are your Daily Tarot cards for Thursday, November the 11th, 2021. So we have our portal open for 11/11. So this is supposed to be a portal of enlightenment. It's supposed to be one of the luckiest days of the year. So I guess set your manifestations. That they're saying you can set it out for the rest of the year. So I don't know if this is a significant beginning in certain cultures or not, but this is what people are saying. So we're pulling from the Game of Thrones tarot cards, Throne Thursdays. We're starting off with the Five of Coins. So this is the reversal of the Five of Coins being felt left out in the cold abandonment, depression, anxiety. Throne Thursdays definition is different, but when I was pulling from IG, they were showing, because of this reversal, they were showing you're going in to the Six of Coins, where you are sitting there and financial things are happening for you and things are balancing. So this is definitely a shift card. We see the Seven of Cups. So someone is purposely trying to deceive you. And they know that you are emotionally driven. You're an emotional individual. So this is why they're doing this. You're going to have an emotional reaction. Misery likes company. So they are purposely doing this because they are in a poopy situation, or they're making a bigger deal out of something that it is. And they're emotionally trying to manipulate you to get you to do something that you don't want to do. The Ace of Swords is saying, do not sit there and count out blessings, or when you go to a healer, a reader, whatever you want to call them, and they tell you that something's going to happen at a certain time. It's like, we cannot control what happens out on the world. So when cough happened, I did say that there was going to be a multivirus thing that happened in March. We did not know the extent of that, casualties and all this other garbage going on. So, for instance, someone reached out to me today saying, you read for me so many months ago, which I remember, and they're like, what you had said happened, I guess, either today or recently, and they said, but not in the timeline you said. And I'm like, oh, that's really cool. I hope it was a happy thing that I had predicted for you. They didn't get into details, but, they had sent me a gift, so I'm assuming it's a happy blessing. But I feel like it's don't sit there and count out something just because it does not happen in the timeline. I usually do timelines according to the cards by the date, and then I go with the moon calendar by the moon phases I see in the cards, or the spirit will specifically give me a date. We cannot control other people's, spirit could say this will happen, but if someone doesn't, say if you're supposed to sign a contract, but you don't go and sign the contract that day, well, you were going to sign it, but you just so happened, maybe you slept in, missed the train, whatever. So this is what I'm talking about. They're saying, don't count out things. The Queen of Cups is an emotional individual. So they're saying, lead with your heart. Go with your intuition here. Don't sit there and be emotionally driven because someone's trying to manipulate you. With the Seven of Cups, you see that their eyes are widened out. So I feel like they're saying, pay attention to what you're hearing. Clairvoyance, clairaudience. I feel like they're saying, this won't be a physical sign. We're saying, watch out for signs earlier in the week. But I feel like this will be in your dreams, your subconscious. This will be your crown chakra. This will be your third eye. That you will hear whisperings of things. You'll be watching a show and something really particularly stands out for you. Right? And you don't know why, but it's just stay with it. It means something. Write it down so you'll remember. What's the date that you heard this? And how does it play out? We have the Seven of Spears. The Seven of Spears talks about sticking to your morals, sticking to the high ground, sticking to what your purpose is here. So they're saying that, okay, for instance, someone comes and says, these are the facts that we have, and you don't agree with them because this is a decision regarding you. And you're like, no, this is the facts that I have. Can you please take a look at them to change their point of view so things work out in your favor? So they're saying just because someone has a hard front, I feel like the Ace of Swords and the Seven of Spears are talking about standing your ground. With this, traditionally the Seven of the Wands, they're telling you take the higher ground in a situation and you're about to call checkmate on a situation. Right? So I feel like Spirit is encouraging you to stay strong in this situation. We have the Four of Spears. So this is where I feel like with the Five of Coins, maybe you're kind of feeling like they're shaking my hand here. So what do you call that? How do you say that? Insecure maybe about your home. And I feel like they're saying that you're either going to find a new property, moving to a new home, finding a new home, leaving for vacation, traveling, happy celebration. So I feel like even though maybe you're feeling this way, but you got to remember, this is the reversal of this. So they're saying whatever you're feeling, it's reversed. You know what I mean? And I definitely, the definition is, the actual definition of this card with Throne Thursday is that you're overspending. So, and you're oblivious to your overspending. And you're oblivious to your financial situation. So I feel like what they're saying here is, that is their definition. That may ring true for someone. Maybe this is like when they were talking about the double, you're overspending, right? We got temperance, overspending, right? You're doing too much of indulgence. So they're like, curb it back, right? But I feel like from what Spirit showed me with IG, they're saying because this is the reversal of this, you're heading into the Six of Coins and things are about to balance out. This is no way of me saying, do not listen to Spirit and start overspending. Heck no. Always sit there and watch your spending. Because, I feel like, with the Queen of Cups, you're an emotional creature and you love, if you're feeling high on life, you want everyone around you to feel high on life. If you're feeling blessed, you want everyone else in your life to feel blessed. But I feel like this is where they're saying, follow your heart. And I definitely feel like they're saying, just because, with the Five of Coins of feeling left out in the cold, right? Never forget where you've come from. Don't forget what has just taken place. Don't forget the lessons in that. The lessons and the blessings, right? So I feel like they're saying, something is coming here where you're going to feel like the Six of Pentacles, where you're able to give back to charities and other people, but sit there and make sure you never end up in this situation again by sitting there and, making a nest egg, rainy day fund, whatever this is. So this is where I'm saying, even though you're feeling a certain way, you're feeling insecure, I guess is the best way I could think about this. I feel like it's just like you're emotional, and this person is trying to manipulate you and make it worse. So don't allow them to play you around. Don't allow them to try to puppet master you. Just keep moving in the direction that you're doing. Do what's best for you and your family, or best for yourself if you don't have a partner and kids. Do what's best for you. What makes you happy at the end of the day. So I'm going to read the Game of Thrones definitions now. Take what resonates with you, but I'm being wholeheartedly with you. I don't feel like this is overspending. I feel like this is where they're saying that if you've been feeling insecure, feeling left out in the cold, anxious, depression, fear, worry, and doubt, I feel like they're saying with the reversal of this, and they were showing the Six of Coins, and they're concentrating on the Two of Pentacles, but showing the hand where she's sitting there or they are donating to other people. I feel like that's what they're saying. I feel like they're saying maybe some sort of situation is making you feel this way. But I definitely feel like with the celebrations coming, I feel like, this is where the change to the Six of Coins happens, the moving forward. So fear, poverty, lack, tests. When reversed, this card shows that your security is at risk. Relationships breakups have a financial impact, or someone withholds money or love. An additional meaning is hoarding and ignoring money and relationship problems. So this may resonate for you in some sort of way, but I'm going to be truthful what I saw and what I feel. So if that resonates with you, then that's fine. That's why I read the definitions. I always say what I feel first, and then I go to the actual definitions of the author of the deck. So we go over to the Seven of Cups, and this is why I feel like a manipulation is happening. Remember we were reading yesterday, and they said that with the King of Cups, a loved one's going to come in, and I said they're like a snake, and they're going to try and come in and slither in because you feel vulnerable or something like that. They're like, oh, now's the time to strike. So this is where I feel like, with the Seven of Cups, they're again warning of this. So mystery, possibilities, fantasy, imagination. When reversed, you may be deceiving yourself or falling for someone else's fantastical dreams and schemes. And this is where I don't feel like it's dreams. I feel like it's a scheme. Something happened, and like I said, misery likes company. So they're miserable, so that's the way that they operate. Where you're the Queen of Cups, they of Cups, you're so giving and loving, and you give your resources, your time, your money, X, Y, and Z. Where they're the type of person, if things don't go their way, they sit there and scheme and scam to get things to go their way. There is no concrete offer here. You are hearing only half a story. So this is what I'm saying. They're going to tell you some kind of sort of, scam here, and you only know half the story. So this is where it's like, do not react to this. And this is the whole thing. We got to learn how to control our emotions. We spoke of this, the shadow work, where we have to sit there. The biggest lesson in life is to control how you react to situations. That is the whole reason why they sit there and do these things, because they're like, ooh, I love the way that they, like when you put bacon on a pan, it sizzles, it dances on the pan. That's what they like to do to you. They like to see you dance. That's why they're doing this, because they get some sort of, something out of it, so just ignore it. Alternative meaning is feeling overwhelmed by choice. And I feel here that someone is trying to emotionally manipulate you because you are feeling left out. You are feeling some sort of fear, worry, doubt, anxiety, and they're trying to add on to it. And they know that you're going to react a certain way, and that's what they want. They want to see, like I said, they want to see you dance here. So, sit there. Like I said yesterday, I said no violence. I'm not saying that in that way. I'm just saying you cut the head off the snake. So how do you take care of this? You say, you don't even have to say anything to them. You just say to yourself, I see what they're doing. And you know what? Like they said, taking the higher ground. So take the higher ground. You don't have to say a word to them. Don't even waste your energy. Just take the higher ground. So we get the Ace of Swords in reverse. So beginnings, decisions, insight, success, clarity, and intellect. So clarity. We don't know the full story. So they're offering us clarity. What you hope for has not materialized yet. So this is where I was talking about. Even though, say, like you went to your favorite healer, your favorite reader, and they said you're going to meet a tall, dark, handsome partner. Beautiful woman, whatever it is. And it hasn't happened yet. We don't know the certain situations. Maybe you called in sick and you were supposed to meet him that day. Maybe you weren't in the office when you were supposed to meet him that day. Who knows? Maybe they were not feeling well. So it's just saying, just because it hasn't happened yet does not say that it's never going to happen. It will happen. So just keep it alive. Just keep moving forward. Frustrated by options, you may feel like giving up. Garner your willpower and trust your ideas and take them where they will be appropriate. If your decision goes against you, do not doubt your abilities. Keep the faith. And I feel like it's like just because it doesn't turn out that way, I feel like they're saying options. So there's still more options here. We get options twice. So I feel like they're saying, even though if something doesn't, try again. That's all we can do in life is keep trying. You can't give up. If we give up, what's the point? You know what I mean? Every time we're told no, we just, got to keep trying. They were showing Madonna actually with IG. They're like, Madonna put all of her rejection letters up. She has them in frames. And she always looks at it, keeps her humble. Because she's like, how many times did people say no, no, no? And look, now she's a legend. You know what I mean? So you can't sit there and just sit there, write yourself off because one person wants to poo-poo on your parade. Because they just like they were saying, they just want to manipulate you. So, how many people, one person especially, sat there and said negative things to me when I didn't tell them when I was doing this. But I finally was reluctant to tell them that I do this professionally now. And they didn't have very nice things to say. But they turned around and asked me for a reading, how many times now. And I always keep that in the back of my mind. I'm like, that's all right. So we have sensitivity, compassion, emotion, intelligence. As a person, this queen is a sensitive woman of high emotional intelligence who nurtures her relationships. She often symbolizes the ideal friend or romantic partner. Applied to a situation, the card shows you're in touch with your emotions, and it is safe for you to follow your heart and to explore your creative potential. You will receive the support you need just now. So I feel like just because you're feeling like this and this person's trying to emotionally manipulate you, they're saying, we'll support you through this. We'll show you what you're supposed to do. So pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to daily cards, if something speaks out to you. Because I definitely feel like they're trying to reach out and say some sort of things. Watch the numerology numbers, that's why I post them on TikTok. And sometimes you'll see them in the reels on IG or on my stories on IG. So it's just like you see these numbers and it's like, pay attention. Like, what are they trying to tell you at this time? And you'll see that your answers to your questions are there. So we have challenges, negotiations, advocacy, anticipation. Endurance and options are the meaning of the 7. This card suggests you hold your ground through tough negotiations as you fight off a competitor, defend your idea, or push back one too many demands. The positive aspect, however, is that you see the challenges and take action before the situation gets out of control. Persevere. So I feel like they're saying, they're sitting there and they're trying to sit there and say this. They're saying this is what we have, and then it's like stand your ground. Well, you know what? This is what I have. This is maybe this is like what do you call that? A review for your job. And they say some things, and you're reluctant to say anything because you're just like, oh, I'll just take what I can get. It's like, no, like if you feel that you're worth more than they're offering, just say this, I feel like I'm worth this, but back it up. You're going to have this meeting. So you sit there and get everything ready for that meeting and print it out. So they have a copy, print a copy out for yourself and them, or make yourself notes, whatever works for you, and say, you know what, this is why I'm valued. This is what I bring to, this is why I feel like you should give me this amount that you have in mind, and negotiate from there. But support it with things, support it with facts. This is why I feel like universe is saying, we have your back. So like they say, persevere. You won't be able to persevere if you don't sit there and stand up for yourself. Universe can stand up for you so much, but you got to sit there and awaken. They're showing alliance. So bravery, courage, strength, resilience. You got to awaken that. Release all fear, worry, and doubt. Release this insecurity, whatever this feeling of the 5 of coins is. And I feel like this is where they're saying, a risk taker, so do the things you need to do, keep on pushing, keep on keeping on, keep pushing, keep working hard. So we end on the 4 of Spears as our last card. Celebrations. We began this a lot. So establishment, reward, love, friendship, celebration. The 4 symbolizes celebration, reward for your hard-working relationships, or declaration of love. This card also favors friendship and group activities, and you may feel more settled in your career and home life. There's also a sense of childlike freedom that comes with this card. So you may return to a childhood place or home, or find a dream property. So this is where when we have the 5 of coins, you usually have the woman and the child, and they're saying being left out in the cold. They say this may be, but this is in the upright position, right? That's what, I'm talking about here. But this is where it's the reversal of this, right? And I understand this is the author's, feelings with this card, and they're right to that. But that's why I always say the definitions and the meanings, I say what I feel. And the fact when I was doing this on IG and they were showing the 6 of coins and they were showing balance and they were particularly showing donating again. So you may have already seen knockings of this, I feel like appreciation for your work, and I feel like people are being generous for whatever your services that you provide, no matter what you're doing. You see a generous offering here because we are getting into the gift giving season. And I feel like people are being generous with that. So it's like, I feel like even though someone's trying to manipulate you, because like I said, misery likes company, they're only giving you half the story. So I feel like this is where it's just like, you know what? Keep on your path. Keep doing what you do. And I feel like this is where they're saying you're an emotional creature, stand your ground, and you have happiness on the way. You have celebrations on the way, And this is why they're saying, just because something that you want hasn't happened yet, does not mean the universe doesn't have it in store for you. It will happen. It's just, like I said, there's outside entities sometimes that affect this. And cough is a major one, So just keep pushing forward and keep being strong. I know sometimes it's hard, but that's why I was saying, remove the negative things in your life. You see it in your feeds or anything, just keep swiping up. And hopefully they'll stop putting that in your feed. Because, yeah, it's great. Knowledge is power. But sometimes it's too much consumption. And that's what they want to make us all fear. Right? That's why they want us to turn on each other. So it's just like, you know what? I don't have a place for this. I had a rough week. I don't need to hear this right now. I don't need any updates. Get whatever you need out of it and then pass it on. Just keep swiping up. Don't even bother with it. Give yourself some time to woosah and relax, and when you feel like you're in a better mental state, then you can watch it again and then move on. You don't need to be consumed with it 24/7. So I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards for Thursday, November the 11th, 2021. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next daily tarot card. Bye.